Certainly an impressive structure. Oh, this is an interesting point. You know, the entire coastline of the area is actually geographically altered as a result of it. So that's an aerial shot before the tsunami, and this is one after the tsunami. Hard to get a concept of it really, because it's not the same area, I don't think, the before and after photos. But anyway, that fucking speaks for itself, doesn't it? As does that. Like I said, it's not a great museum, but it's telling the story of something massive, something unimaginably massive, and you know how the world has come together to sort it out, and what Indonesia has learnt from it, and it is now they're basically using the same techniques to rebuild all over the country. And as you've seen outside in Aceh, Banda Aceh, there's almost no sign of it. So if every cloud has a silver lining, we can say that they've learned a lot and they've improved a lot. They've been unified by it. Obviously there's been conflict, as I've said, in Aceh for years and years, through various separatist movements. It was actually, so the tsunami occurred in 2004, and it was in 2007 that the region was granted independence, and they were allowed to implement Sharia law. Whether or not you agree with that, that's what they wanted here. And they keep 70% of the proceeds from the natural resources now. There's a natural gas and whatever else. So yeah, as opposed to everything being siphoned off by the government in Jakarta, the region's doing well for itself now, doing better as a result. Okay, this is interesting. So the earthquake hit first. That was 9.1, yeah, on the Richter scale. One of the heaviest earthquakes ever. So presumably they felt some shockwaves from that. And actually the sea then receded. And of course the people were like, what's happening here? They came down, flocked to the beach to see what's happening. They started collecting the stranded fish, and all of a sudden they saw this in the distance, up to 18 meters, it says here. As high as the coconut trees. Okay, I'm just going to show you inside the geology room because it's quite interesting actually. There's a little bit about the universe, okay? The infinite vast expanse of space, the unsolved mystery, which indeed it is. And it's got something down here about Theory Big Bang is the English translation. There are various assumptions, experiments, theories and tests of logic to try to explain the formation of the universe. According to the Big Bang Theory, the universe was formed by an explosion 13.7 billion years ago, which was the result of a nuclear reaction when solid matter collided with hot, dense matter. The reaction caused material to erupt quickly from the center of the explosion, which then later evolved into a variety of stars, some of which gathered together to form different galaxies. Okay? If you look at the language there are various assumptions, experiments, theories and tests of logic to try to explain the formation of the universe. This is very much written from the perspective, you know, that is prevalent in this area, you know, because the Big Bang Theory discounts the possibility of a God or a higher power or creator, doesn't it? And obviously in this area that is pretty much not an acceptable ideology. So hence the fact that you can see the language used is pretty much saying, look, it's just a theory. And you know what? That's true. You know, we don't know what happened, and we probably never will know what happened. But it is important sometimes to remember, you know, people that follow God, people that have God in their heart, you know, and you can call them stupid, naive, whatever, but maybe you're stupid and naive for believing this. Do you know what I mean? There's no greater amount of evidence for one or the other. This just suits some kind of hypothesis, you know? This fits within parameters that were designed by the people that wanted it to fit those parameters. You know, I'm not saying there's a God, a man in the sky. It seems very unlikely to me. But are there not experiences in your life, things we call coincidences, messages we seem to receive, signs we seem to interpret? Are there not things that you could fit into certain parameters to explain that? And is that not what people, devout people, do all the time? So just think about that, because it's the same thing that's going on. This is a giveaway here. The result of a nuclear reaction when solid matter collided with hot dense matter. What matter? There was nothing there. So where did that matter come from? Every can of worms you open with this idea has another can inside it. And honestly, I don't believe that we'll ever fully understand it. But do we need to? Yeah, I mean, I'm not a museum person, you know, really. I'm looking for the exit almost pretty much as soon as I've entered most of these places, and that's not a brilliant museum, but there's certainly a lot to be learnt in there, you know, about the relief effort and everything. That's all interesting stuff, and quite heartening stuff actually, to show, you know, to see how the governments from around the world have participated. Kudos to my country for being one of the largest donators, and also the Netherlands, who were the biggest donators. You know, there's always something fucking fishy going on whenever the World Bank's involved, though, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sure, like, you know, what happens, you know, basically in this kind of situations is, yes, the World Bank will, you know, make a donation or grant a bursary or something like that, but it will go to Western corporations within the country, you know, for their profit in developing that country for their own ends, which is what I've spoken about in previous videos about, you know, infrastructure projects, you know, by companies like the Japanese Corporation Agency, who are big in Indonesia. You know, they do it for their benefit. They build more roads so they can sell more cars, things like that. So I'm sure that, you know, but on the surface of it, it is where it is. People needed help. They helped a lot of people. That has happened, and it was interesting to find out a little bit about that. It was interesting to go up to the 3rd floor and find out about the geology of the tsunami, although I couldn't really understand what most of the kind of displays were showing me, but they were interactive displays, and I think it would be a great place for local kids here, you know, Indonesian children on a school trip or something like that. I think this museum is incredibly important. So perhaps if you're watching this video in Indonesia and you want to bring your kids here, that's going to be a good idea. I saw I've got an ant on my leg. I've shook it off now. I've shaken it off. Yeah, it needs a bit of work to really become a fully functioning museum, but they didn't charge anything to get in, so no complaints there really. So that's me from the Tsunami Museum in Aceh. As always though, you know, the really fucking touching parts. I had some touching photographs and some touching stories attached to that, but what I've seen today, going to the mass grave, you know, where the hospital used to be, that's the kind of thing that really makes you think about it all. But this makes you think as well. So there you go. I'm not singing its praises, I'm not heavily criticising it, but it's here if you want to come and see it, and you should see it if you're near the area. Visit the Tsunami Museum Aceh if you like museums. Besides, there's no fucking pubs open, are there? So what else are you gonna do? Okay, Max, can you tell me, how did the tsunami affect this area?
The effect is tsunami the effect is good for the other people. The first for me too.
You think it's had a positive effect in some ways, yeah? How?
Because we get the peace.
Peace. Yeah, because there was lots of conflict in Aceh, right?
Right. We get the really long conflict.
Yeah.
Before that, and when the problems come, like a tsunami come, and that is the good thing, the good problem from the gods, because we like the family, we like the broken family before the problems come, and the big problems come, that is can make we our family be good thing. For the future, for the other, for the save everybody.
Well, so you feel like it maybe unites people after the tsunami, people in Aceh come together.
Yeah.
So you had like obviously rebel fighting against the government here many years, yeah?
Yeah, there's many years.
And after the tsunami?
After tsunami, we get the peace and we are safe. Everything we do there is we're not scared again.
Can you feel a difference about that in the town? I mean, before, if you're walking here, it's dangerous or what?
Yeah, before there is really dangerous. We cannot working in the night.
Right.
In the evening, you know, we must do. I think from the 8 until 10 in the evening. That's we cannot have the safe working.
Right. So what, people don't go outside at that time? They stay in their home, or?
They are staying at the home because they are scared.
Yeah? Really?
Have something, you know. They don't want to have something happen to them.
It's like that every day here?
Yeah,
before.
like every day before.
And now, I mean, it seems nice here to me. It seems like a nice town, safe place for me.
And now, after tsunami until now, we are a really safe town and nice town. We can do everything from in the morning until night. You know, we we cannot scare it again.
Yeah.
We save everything we do.
And you know, it's made some improvement for your city and all that.
Yeah.
The help from the NGO, and now many tourists visit.
Yeah. The tsunami is good things to for the life and be more rich for the Aceh people. Alright. The NGO come here to help us like for reconstruction a building, give a new building like the house.
Right.
And before tsunami, we don't have so many the big building here, and not so nice like now. Alright, we are just like a traditional.
Okay.
And now we have some traditional and some modern. Alright.
Yeah.
So really so many future, more new future. Alright, new thing and new place, new thing, and we get to new people want to be smart. Like before tsunami, not so many people can speak English.
Yeah.
They are not so like to learn about the English language to speaking. But when the tsunami come, after that, every people really like to learn.
Yeah.
Speak English.
So you really feel that there's been a positive effect on the area, and the area is improving, and you have peace, and you think the peace is going to last forever?
Yeah.
I hope so, right? How about, I mean, I think you said something about God. You believe you're a religious person, right?
Yeah.
You told me you're up every morning 4:30 for your prayer.
Yeah.
And I wonder about God bring a tsunami here. You think it's a plan or what? I mean, how about the people that died?
That is plan from the God about the people died, and some people dead, some people not died. Right? Maybe and just get the positive thing for people not died. Maybe likes me the first. Alright, my family is died. They are passed away.
Really, yeah.
From the tsunami. I just have my sister,
Okay.
and her married with people from the Banten, and now she's live there in Banten, and me, I'm just live in Banda Aceh. The positive thing for me, like I do. Before tsunami, I'm not so really good person, I'm like a bad boy.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
The bad boy is they can take care. They can be a good. They can change the life. Can be, change. They don't want to be more wrong. They want to be better for the family, for the parents, and for the other people.
Right, so even in yourself, your everyday, you're trying to be a better person now because of what's happened. And you now have better opportunity because of what's happened. So, right, it's an interesting perspective. Lots of Aceh people told me the same thing, right? I spoke to other Aceh people, and they also said that they think the tsunami has really, been a blessing, can we say? Something, something positive for the area. And as Max explained, it's improved the facilities around the city, right? It's improved the infrastructure in the city, and most importantly, it's improved the opportunity for people.
Yeah, that is true, and my story too. The tsunami pushed me.
Pushed you?
Hit me, sorry, hit me.
Yeah.
The tsunami hit me from the mosque. The mosque name is Tengku Dianjung Mosque.
Right.
There's Tengku Dianjung Mosque near from my place, my house.
Yeah.
From there, the tsunami hit me until Jalan TV Polet, Penayung. And when the tsunami pushed me to the first tsunami pushed me from the mosque, I don't think if I can lie. Alright, I think the God want to take me die. And you know, before I don't think so. And I come up in the river, and I think there's something there for the good for me to be alive in the river. And the tsunami come from the many way, you know, and they are the why that is the broke, the heat, and you know, really hard to me from the bricks in Panayung bricks until to Barata. I think there is far from the brick is the 300 meter, the heat, and when I'm in this floor, there is the water, the height in the ankle, and I feel it's not so hard. I don't feel that my body is broken, everything, but I'm just think I want to be. I don't want to die. I want to live because I want to change my life. Before tsunami, I'm not a good people. I want to be more better. You know.
And you start. Did it help you think? You know, to start save your money for the education.
For
more?
the education, because you know, the last time my parents said to me, you know, I want to see you be better from the other. The first from me. I don't want you like your family, you know. I don't you have the great education. Alright. You must to finish your education. Just that I want from me. And you can teach your brother and sister, your family, and other people what you have in your skill. Because you are smart. Alright. Now I continue my school, you know, the first in a university, because I'm really think about my parents. I want to make them happy if they is pass away.
Yeah. Well, I think
yeah.
you're gonna do it, Max. You know, they'll be happy with you now. You're working hard, right?
Yeah.
You got ideas and you got a future, and you're happy for the future. You're hopeful for the future.
Yeah, I'm really happy in for my future. Alright, if everything I do hard, forget the money for everything, they have the something if so many the problem. That's, you know, I'm just do with the smart, and then you know, nothing bad one, and just get what the best the solution to me to be more better and to do everything my problem.
Right, it's something maybe that we should all be doing all the time, right?
Yeah.
All of us. Okay, yang orang pintar, ya. Terima kasih banyak, Max. Yeah. Thank you for your interview. Good luck with everything. Yeah. Semoga berhati.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
Now, as a postscript to that, I did also talk about this subject with Pak Adi. You know, and he, as the certificate says, he is a wise man. He also felt, it seems to be a commonly held belief, that the tsunami was a good thing. As I say, these are very devout people in general, whichever faith they follow, they believe in it strongly. And he felt that it was like the work of God, and it was for the benefit of the region because, you know, it stopped the conflict effectively. You know, and of course, that's hard for people like us, you know, from a Western, mostly secular background to really comprehend this kind of opinion. And I asked him a question, and his response taught me a lot. You know, it taught me a lot about the universe. It's really probably one of the most profound things that anyone's ever said to me. Very simple, but very profound. So I said to him basically, you know, what about all the people that died how can it be a good thing when so many people died? And he said to me, everybody dies.